Hello and welcome to this program. I'm so sure so many of you are blessed. We are hearing amazing reports about God's word working in your lives. When we open to Psalm 63, we spoke about the wilderness time of David. Let's go to the next verse from Psalm 63 verse 2. And we need to understand David is in his dark moments of his life. He's lost all his glory, he's lost his kingdom, he's lost his position. Everything is finished, it seemed, for that moment. And that's exactly what you may be feeling when you're going through your dark moments of life, where you've lost everything. For that moment when you're facing that valley, you feel everything's over, everything's finished. The glory is gone, the kingdom's gone, your position's gone, everything. Just like David, everything seems to be gone. But in that dark moment, David declares amazing things. When you look at the heart of David, that's what we need to meditate on. When you're in your dark moments, you need to look into somebody else's life, how they faced it in God, and learn from them and live it. And one of the things that David did in his dark moments, in his struggling moments, in Psalm 63 verse 2, so I have looked upon you in the sanctuary. So in the first verse, he's speaking about seeking God. Now in the second verse, he's speaking about, where I've been seeking God, where I seek you, God, how I long for you, God. He says, I've looked upon you in the sanctuary, beholding your power and your glory, your power and glory. Now, David, in his dark moments, is not meditating on his kingdom, on his power and his glory. He's not meditating on what he had. Those good old days. Sometimes when you're in hard times, you use the word those good old days. Those good old days. Those were wonderful days. We remember those days. And David, in his dark moments, he's not sitting with God and talking about those good old days. He's talking to God about God's power and God's glory. David was a glorious king. People looked upon him as a very mighty king. He was the king that brought down Goliath. He was the king that restored the nation of Israel. He had achieved great things, but he's not meditating on his greatness. He's meditating on God's greatness. In your dark moments, you need to start getting back to your basics. And your basic is not what you were, but who God is. Your situation has a past tense, but God is always a present tense. Isn't that amazing? Your situation will always have a past tense. What you were today, you will not be tomorrow. Because tomorrow, when you talk about today, tomorrow, it will always be for the past. It happened yesterday. But when you talk about God, He's always working today. He's always working today. He's the God of the now. So when David is meditating on God, he's not meditating only on what God did. He's meditating upon the greatness of God, of what He has done, and believing God for what He's going to be doing now, because He is fully able to do it again. So in your dark moments, you and I need to meditate on the strength of God. You need to long for God, you need to desire God, and you also need to meditate on God's ability. And I tell you, God is able to do beyond your expectations, beyond what you can even think and imagine. God can restore you beyond. He can give you double of whatever you've lost. When you look into Job's life, Job got double from all that he lost. His latter days were more glorious than his former days. And that's what's going to happen to you in your dark moments. Meditate on the greatness of God. Meditate on His glory, His strength, His beauty. Meditate on God. Don't meditate on yourself. Don't meditate on your struggles, because that will just pull you down. That will just droop your spirit. It will just drop you down. But I want to tell you, in that moment of your dark times, meditate on God. Think about His greatness, His goodness, and you will never be disappointed. David was restored back again. You too will be restored in a greater measure. God bless you.